Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Journey. So today I'm going to be going over a replay of Pugna. And this game's going to be support Pugna and the High Crusader, Low Archon-ish ranking. So before we start, I'm going to go over the general thoughts the person gave me. So they said, well, I had the feeling of supports are going to play mid laners, then I saw Timbersaw. And I said, okay, this is going to be lovely. The cherry on top of the cake was Invoker. I know I ha I know I, as a Pugna, can make a big impact in the game, but in the first laning versus Skywrath and Timber will be pretty rough at the beginning, and it was. I died like 3 times and I take the decision to change lanes with the Baden because Timber saw come to bot and Wraith came to top, and also know the safe lane was dead. So why not push the bot lane and make it a hell of a life for the enemy safe lane? At the point they had to come forward to kill me, and I was happy because that means I was making space, and I even got a rampage. But I don't know if I could do something better to have more impact. Alright, so sounds like we're going to go over mostly your laning stage, because Pugna typically is a very strong laner. Like, even as a support, whether you're a 5 or a 4 or 3 or 2. Not a 1. No Pugna hard carry. But, yeah, Pugna's very strong in lane. Because one very important thing to remember is that Netherward burns mana. Like, even if they don't use a spell. It does, if you look at it, it's like 0.9 mana regen. I want it to be Netherward. It's right here. Burns 0.6% of their max mana loss per second. And I believe it's 11 second duration at level 1. 18. Yeah, so it's 18 seconds of this burning Skywrath mana. And any time he uses a spell on you, he just dies. So, we'll take a quick look through this. Again, your hero, like, I would recommend avoiding Pugna 5. It's not the greatest thing because he kind of just doesn't really zone typical offlaners. Like any high health pool melee offlaner doesn't really give a shit about being decrepified and nether blasted. Plus, Pugna is also very, very level dependent. Because all of your spells, like your hero skill is based off of his spells, a 5 typically has to be a hero that either can push out a lane to get themselves levels, like Jakiro, Wyverns, those heroes, or they have to be sacrificial enough that they don't need a lot of XP to function. Like Oracle doesn't really need much past level 7 early. At that point you have max Purifying Flames, which is your primary healing spell, and damage spell, and you have your ultimate. So we'll take a quick look through this. Already, I highly, highly disagree with this magic wand purchase. Buying the full wand is going to do absolutely nothing for you. The only difference it gives you is it gives you 3 stats compared to the 2 iron branches you could have had in the wand stick. Like, and it's slightly lower cooldown. I forget stick's cooldown. I think 16 seconds. Probably know that. 13 seconds. Oh, I guess I was wrong. Yeah, it's like, it's not going to really benefit you. My primary concern if I am you, as like, whenever you're going into a lane, understand who your lane partner is, who your opposing laners will most likely be. There's no guarantees. And in this game, it's kind of hard to tell, but I'm going to assume it's going to be either Timberlina or Timber Sky. And both of those 2 supports have the same principle in mind. Long-ranged, sustained harass. Is a magic wand going to be much different compared to a magic stick and a salve? Probably not. Because your hero is not going to be able to sustain that extra 11, 12, 13, all the way to 20 stick charges worth of damage without wanting to use it already. So that's another word. First is fine. Just a small note, as a 5, I typically don't want to be creep blocking. I typically want to be setting up on over here, like in this area here, or if I choose to, I can play up here, and that way I can just get myself ready for the incoming harassment from them. Or like I can position myself like as the creeps are walking up through here, I can maybe auto attack the Skywrath mage, the offlane or whoever, once or twice, and then be happy. Already, you should be planting your Netherward down. I do not play much Pugna myself, but you kind of just want to ensure that Dro can get her level 2 as quickly and freely as possible. Timbersaw is going to have reactive armor level 1 because he's a Timbersaw most likely. Never mind. So yes, it's totally fine. Yeah, they're just already taking damage. And as long as you put the ward in a spot where it can be protected, like this is kind of risky, putting it right here, because as soon as they walk in, they can kill it. But if you put it into like that tree line right there, they can't do this. You just fed them 20 gold when you could have put it like over here, and they can't hit it, or you could have denied it. Yeah, it's like, okay. And then just watching the creep wave. Like right now, you're just soaking a lot of XP for no real reason. Go look to pull at the first wave. Generally a good thing that you want to look to do. Just pull right away. And then if they ever come to contest you, Dro's free farming under her tower. She's almost guaranteed to get her level 2 because you've gave her pretty much 2 full waves of solo XP if you've played this first minute right. Like right now, you're not zoning anything. My biggest concern is I'll rewind quickly. My biggest concern when this is happening is both of their heroes are off the map. If they were like half decent at this game, this wave would have been pulled right now, and Timbers would be getting level 3 for free. Because you either have to go like stand over here and contest it, and whenever they pull the creeps like this, you attack it and they walk back over, or they follow you, or you go pull over here. Because right now you're contributing nothing. Dro is level, like, you and Dro have the exact same XP. Who are you zoning here, though? There's not a single hero in this entire area, so why are you taking XP from Dro? Obviously, as a support, it's your job to help your carry as best as you can. And the easiest way to do that is just power level them so they don't need, or you're not needed to be with them anymore. And then, once you're no longer needed with them, then you can go fuck off. You can go gank mid, sack camps, jungle, spam pull, do whatever you want. You really have free reign. But if you're sapping XP from your Dro, you kind of limit what you can do because you're limiting what your Dro can do. Right now, like I don't even think Dro's taken like 1 Q from Sky in the past minute, and they say that they do it, and they use 2 Qs. Cool, but it's still just the fact that they're not pressuring your team at all, or your Dro. And like even right here, my Dro is free farming under her tower. I can look to go pull this wave. And if I don't want to, I can at least go stack the small camp. That way if I stack the small camp and I pull, it immediately deletes the wave. Because 2 small camps will kill off any free like 10-minute wave. And then as I mentioned, they pulled. Because your job as a 5 to contest every pull. Not every pull. I'll reword it. To contest pulls safely, most cases. You don't want to feed doing it, but you want to try preventing them from doing it. It's like, it's been 4 minutes. Your Dro isn't really taking any harassment. I think she's burned through a couple tangos. 2 tangos, and maybe a salve. We'll say it was salve just to be nice. She's burnt through like, I don't know, 170 gold, let's say, assuming a salve's been used. That's not really much. And the only reason that's the case is because you have been pulling. If you went and pulled right now, Dro's not under any threat. You could tell you have to pull by how many creeps you had in the wave. I knew like 10, 15 seconds ago that you're going to have to be pulling now, because you're about to go into their tier 1. And this dual offlane has no kill threat whatsoever onto your Dro. The only time they do is if she's right here, because they have slow and they have stun and slow. So they have to run from here all the way to here to hit Dro. Like they have this entire area here. What do you know? Nice. While if she was right here, does that kill happen? Probably not. She's probably, I don't know, say 200 points of HP higher. And higher level. So she probably has like level 4. Yeah, she definitely have level 4 by now. Yeah, first 5 minutes, you're clearing a stack, which like cool, but it's level 1 Nether Blast. You're burning your entire mana pool to do it. You're missing a bounty runes to do it. You're not pulling to do it. Yeah, if you're pushing 5, you have to go pull. That's like the only suggestion I can give you right now. Because all the problems you're having in lane is because you're sapping Dro's XP and because you're not pulling enough. Like even right here, you're TPing into this wave, which is like, yeah, it's cool, but I can guarantee you're going to sit on this wave. You're putting a lot of priority on killing the catapult. But what if they go pull the hard camp? Again, Dro's free farming. There's no threat to Dro. Go contest the pull. Oh, you have your car on. This thing. Like you eventually take the stack, but is that worth it for you? is this walked back to base with no health, no mana, worth you putting Dro at risk for like 30-35 seconds, let's say? Maybe a bit shorter because, oh, whoops. Maybe a bit shorter because you have boots, but like, what happens if they realize, like, what happens if you're under reward right now? Because it's pretty common for a off lane, if they want to watch you pulling, they have a ward like somewhere in this area here, like you do. So if they see that, they just get hyper aggressive, and that means Dro has two options. Well, we'll say three. The two realistic ones are pull for herself or jungle. The third one's the unwanted one, that's feed. Because as we just saw, when she plays the lane way too far forward because you didn't pull enough, they have like 10 seconds extra time of slows and disables to run them down. I think the laning phase was rough. I actually don't think it was rough at all. Like, if you say top lane, Scarith Mage can never threaten your Dro, because your hero shits on him in lane. He can't use his Q or W ever, and if he does, he takes more damage than he deals. Which Scarith Mage should not have the health pool to support that, or the regen. And now you're tri-laning bottom. Because you tri-laned bottom, several things are going to happen. One, you're splitting the XP. Two, tri-laning into a Timber Saw with 2 melee strength heroes. Not a fun time. 3, where's your kill threat? 4, look where Dro Ranger is on the minimap. 5, consider the person who's TP'd away from. Wraith King back in his heyday, when he was actually an offlane hero, was an offlane hero because he won his lane and then took the tier 1. What is stopping Wraith King from taking this tier 1 right now? Nothing. There's not a single enemy soul or your team in this lane. This tower is dead. And now Tinker cancels TP. Yeah, so like now the tower is gonna die in the next like minute or so. And now Dro has to go back to lane. Now Dro's at risk of dying. They know you have no TP. They can dive Dro. She has like 100 health, 200 health. Interesting skill build from Dro though. Yeah, it's like a lot of bye-bye. A lot of the issues you're having is purely because you made them an issue. Like Timbersaw shouldn't be dying bottom. I don't know how he did. I'm going to assume it's because he played with no reactive stacks, so it's got stacked by Quill Spray. But like, a lot of the problems you've had the past 10 minutes have been purely because you've created your own problems. You haven't pulled it all. You've TP'd really poorly to the bottom lane. Like, yeah, you killed Timbersaw, but that shouldn't happen. And you just don't threaten Timbersaw, but you do threaten Scarith Mage. If you played top lane properly, where you were spam pulling and you were yeah, if you were spam pulling, if you were contesting their pulls, you could even stack because you have 2 cores and Dro who kind of can clear stacks. Essentially 3 cores who can clear stacks. Instead, you stacked for yourself because you realize that Pugna as a 5 is very level dependent, which isn't very good for your Pugna. You're gonna die if you. Interesting.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The skill build also feels very weird. 2-2-2 just feels like really weird on Pugna. Because I feel like if I want to pressure towers, like you have very openly committed several times the past like 6 minutes that you want to take this tier 1 bottom. Why not level up your Nether Blast more? You're not decrepifying into Nether Blasting anybody. I don't think I've seen you use that combo like more than 3 times. Make sure your skill build matches what you want to do. Because right now you playing bottom is totally fine. Like now, because you want to take a tower. Obviously, as I said before, you TPing bottom is really bad. But you're trying to create pressure bottom to open up top lane for Dro. That's okay. If you're TPing bottom because you don't think you can help Dro, that's not really okay. Because Timbersaw at this point in the game, does Timbersaw things. He sits in front of their tier 1, and you just can't kill him. The only way you can kill him is if you have the right combination of heroes. which you guys kind of do. I mean,
Radiant's top
Pugna, Tinker does a lot of damage together. You just keep keeping Tinker back bottom, you can kill this guy kind of easily, but not like super easily. And now you're maxing out Decrepify. Yeah, I think if I wanted to be playing support Pugna here, I'm like 4-1-2 or something like that. Like Decrepify isn't that amazing to max out if you're not getting aggressive on it. If I'm looking to pressure towers, as I said, make sure my skill build matches how I want to play. It's as someone like I'm a big Bat Rider player, I love that hero. And there's two very simple ways of looking at a skill build. Maxing Sticky Napalm or maxing Firefly. If I'm maxing Napalm, I want to fight. If I'm maxing Firefly, I want to farm. If I max Napalm, I cannot just go AFK hit creeps unless I have to do it. And if I max out Firefly, I'm not looking to play super aggressive, I'm looking to farm. Because I want my skill build to match how I want to play, as I keep saying.
is under attack.
Because if I do that, then I'm far stronger than I should be. It's your Nether Blasting as well.
Dire's
I'm pretty sure this guy would be dead if he like Decrepify Nether Blasted him and he dies.
Dire's top
Thanks
tower
for the meal. You tell him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Yeah, so you spent the past, I'm gonna say 8 minutes. I think you went down to like 6 minutes or so. I don't remember. You spent that entire time to take a tier 1 bottom. They just took your tier 1 top with their offlaner. And your Dro probably has like very low last hits. Yeah, 70 last hits 15 minutes in is very bad.
Man's burn.
What your play right now would be just keep knocking down towers if you can. It kind of is hard to do it because one, you have no vision, which that's on you. You're a 5. You're the 5. 2, like make a pressure on the map. You can solo push a tower if you max out your Nether Blast, and you force them to come to you. Their draft really has no catch, and it has very terrible catch if you buy a proper item. This Aether Lens is going to do nothing for you this game. I'm pretty confident about that. Because you're a 5. It's not your job to blast shit from further away. It's your job to, like, Decrepify, save people, Force Staff people, Glimmercape people. Like, how does their team chase you if you, Force Staff the person away? Scarith Mage can't ult anybody reliably. Timbersaw has to pull back his Chakram and then re-release it. Lena might miss her LSA. It's just,
Dire's top tower is under attack.
a whole lot of things. I'm not going to comment on the word placement too much, because
Dire's middle tower
I don't feel much need to. And if you're trying to defend this tier 1, that word's fine, but it shouldn't be you defending tier 1s. Like, yeah. I think the major point that I'm trying to get at this game is know your job in a game. And enable yourself to do that. You're sitting on 1,800 gold right now as a 5. I would love to have 1,800 spare gold as a 5. I'm a hard support player, and I never have this much money just sitting around. If I was you, if I'm fucking around, walking around the map, I buy Tranquil Boots Windlace. If I am potentially scared of dying, I go like, I don't know, whatever boot I want, Wand Bracer. Or at this game, I could go like Wand Bracer, Tranquil Boots, Cloak. And you turn the Cloak into a Glimmer Cape. Because their team has no physical damage until Wraithkin gets like his second or third item, depending on what that is. This guy's magic, this guy's magic with Radiance, magic, and Pure, magic. No physical. That means itemize to beat that. Aetherland's not going to help. And as I said before, it's not your job to defend towers, you have a Tinker. Tinker solo holds towers. It's not your job to be bottom right now. Your job to be mid. You're mid lane, they go mid lane, and they chase you. And then, as you said, chill, I'm just a support. So punish them. Punish them for chasing a support. Right now you're bottom, you're playing where Tinker should be. Tinker's playing where you should be, and you just spent the past like 30 seconds walking around aimlessly. I feel like you're all chatting a fair bit. Don't get distracted with that. I'm not going to comment again too much on that, but it's like, I'm not going to gain anything by chatting with those guys. Like, yeah, you're right that you don't have much value, but like, they're not going out of their way to fight you there. They want to go for bottom bounties for whatever reason, because they're determined to play bottom. If they're not determined to play bottom, they're going to contest bottom bounties. So you're only incentivizing them more to be bottom.
Radiant's middle tower, Radiant's structures are fortified.
Yeah. I'm gonna start commenting on it, but like, yeah. Know how you push towers, know your role. If you have an Abaddon and Bristleback sitting behind you, or Bristleback on par with you or in front of you, and Abaddon behind you, there is no way in hell they kill you. They have one disable that's like kind of long range, the other one's projectile. It's kind of a shit projectile, because Raging wants to be in mode farm right now. He shouldn't even be in the fight, so technically they should only have one disable. Also, I personally don't like double Tranquil Boots on Pugna. I think that's like the dumbest thing in my opinion. Again, not a Pugna player. But the issue with Pugna as a hero, and the reason why he's not highly picked, is because he's very, very prone to being jumped. So you're spending an extra X amount of money to buy a duplicate of an item that doesn't solve your issue. I'm saying X amount because this applies for all heroes. You itemize to enable yourself against their problems. As I mentioned, if they jump you, what are you scared of? You're scared of being Atos Sky ulted, Laguna Bladed, jumped by Wraith King, caught by Invoker. There's a second pair of Tranquil Boots that provides you 0 stats, 0 movement speed, help you. No. Does a Glimmer Cape help you? Yeah, of course it does. Of course it doesn't cure detection. Even if they do have detection, you get magic resistance. As I already listed, they're 4 damage dealing here. Like, the 4 heroes they have that can fight pre, like, 20-25 minutes. And in this kind of game, like, in non-high ranking games, like, higher than me, the Wraith King might take, like, 30 minutes to come online. And then, it's even longer, where they have no physical damage. Just focus on the racks. It's not your job to dive. Suck off your Drow. If you don't dive there, you take the racks. You missed like 3 Decrepify blasts on it because you dove. Now you're going to earn. Oh damn, this one's got assassinated. Also, if you had a better skill build, in my opinion. But again, I really don't like this 2-point Nether Blast. This doesn't make sense. Like, I'm picking Pugna support because I want to knock down towers and decrep save people. And because I guess Nether Ward's good. But like, primarily from picking Pugna 5, which I never will. But if I ever did decide to pick Pugna 5, it's because I want to play a very fast-paced lineup, which you guys are able to. You guys can globally defend waves, and then just group up behind your Bristleback Pugna and knock down towers. Right now, my skill build would be like 4-2-4. I don't need to max Decrepify. They have no physical. They only have one right-click hero. It's not like I'm saving my team. Like, yeah, I'm amplifying Tinker's damage, but I'm also mitigating Drows and Bristles. What does this guy have, actually, now that I think about it? He's got Vlad's. Yeah, just go group up and take shit.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Only a 1k gold advantage, too. That's actually crazy. You're knocking down tier 3s. It's just... Dro dies here, this is on you. If he doesn't die, it's not on you. I'm sorry for doubting you. Oh, Wraith King's had enough. Poor lad.
Radiant's middle
Also, Urn isn't your item. Like, it's not your job to deal with Timbersaw this game. If somebody is going to Urn, it should have been one of your core heroes or your Baden instead of the Vlads. Where you wanted the Vessel on you, get it before your double Tranks Aethers. I mean, Timbersaw's not much of a threat. Like, look at that. He's already dead. Decrepify into Dagon into Tinker shit. Yeah. I'm sure you get the point of what I'm getting at, though. Like, all the issues that you're mentioning in that little blip of message you sent me, just because you haven't been playing your role properly. It's not your job to defend towers, it's your job to push towers. Your job to defend waves, it's your job to push in waves to buy space for forced reaction. Right now, what your team should be looking at, or what they should have been looking at like 5-10 minutes ago as well, is Roshan. You have like 3 really good Roshan heroes. Bristleback's Viscous Nasal Goo works on Roche, Abaddon's Curse of Avernus works on it, and Drill Ranger's Marksmanship works on it. So you guys have a ton of physical damage, which is primarily how you kill Roshan early. I do not like this heart purchase.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You're buying an urn to finish the vessel. If you're not finishing the vessel, don't buy urn. It doesn't scale. It's a terrible item.
Radiant
The only reason people purchase urn anymore is because it builds into vessel. It like falls off so fast. I mean, it does help with like when you're grouping up to take down towers and stuff. At this point in the game, it's kind of like fallen out of relevancy. I would suggest watching the Roche fight. It's not even a Roche fight. Abaddon has walked them. Your Dro's hitting neutral while you guys are doing Roche. Interesting. Right now, you should not be going back to base. If you're ever low on mana as a hero, buy Clarities. Or don't buy double Tranks, buy Arcanes. If I spam Clarities on my hero, I never go back to base. That's shown a Pugna. My biggest, like, the thing I want to be doing on every hero I can is mitigating my time going back to base. Right now, if you were at this fight, there's a decent chance you could win it. Because you guys do have Aegis on Bristle. So try killing Bristleback twice with Pugna behind him in Pugna Ward. Pretty fucking hard, right? But you spent your entire mana pool hitting neutrals or whatever. You were doing that in that whole time. And that, like, 3 minutes, let's say, of you losing gradually your mana pool and not regaining it fast enough, you could have been claritying up. And if you're doing that, you're at this fight because you're at full mana. Drill Ranger survives here because you're sucking her off. Now you're coming in and the fight's already over. Is it over? I don't even know. Try and suck off your cores more, by the way. You kind of let Bristleback die there. As I said with the mana thing, like... You're just kind of killing them by not being at that fight early, not playing the map properly. Like, you should never be on your half of the map at this point in the game. The only way you go back to your half of the map, if you're ahead, is if you're scared that they have like stronger team fight or something. When I'm ahead, I split the map by the river and tell my entire team, nobody steps foot on our half of the map ever. I don't care what your reasoning is, unless you're respawning and TPing in, you never go back to base, ever. If you're low, call in a salve or a clarity. I don't care. You're not going back. Because as soon as one person steps back onto your half of the map, you're fighting 4v5. And they're probably going to see that. If they have any sort of vision on you, which you're never going to know, and if you know it, you've already dewarded it, right? And if they see you walking back to base, and they can guesstimate when you do, they're going to smoke gank, run at you like this, and kill you. You just threw like a massive gold. Like right now, hypothetically, if your team, if you went back to base and all 5 of you were in the jungle, like you're all chilling down here, this area, and you're like, yo, I'm at low mana, I'm gonna go back to base. Your 9k gold bleed is now neutralized because your 9k worth of net worth is gone. So they're gonna have 5 heroes in here looking for fight, and you're gonna have 4 heroes. If that's the case, then your net worth lead is gone. That's not good. Interesting pause time. Play really far forward. After this fight, I'm gonna. Okay, so what I mean by you playing far forward, I thought that something was going to happen to justify my point, was, you're chasing people for decrepifying them, I can tell. You're treating Pugna as a damage amplification instead of a healing board. And if that's the case, buy an item to help you catch people quicker. Buy a 4-staff of Blink Dagger and Atos, Shadow Blade if you really want to, depend on your hero. Some item that gives movement speed. You bought double tranks. You've admitted to yourself that you're going to be a healing unit. You don't heal just outside of fights. You heal in fights. Because as soon as you start healing somebody, you force your if you're a healing Drill Ranger, as soon as the cast goes off, a good player is gonna say, "Oh fuck," and go run at the Pugna. Which not only have you healed them, but you've bought them time because you've swapped target priority. Your job as Pugna is to force target priority onto you, but never get caught and die. Your items don't show that. Your items say, I'm going to sit far back, I'm going to be a healing unit. If I get caught, I'm dead. Because you have no defensive items. Your defensive ability is decrepifying the enemy, not yourself, because you haven't decrepified yourself. You've only been decrepifying the enemy. And if you do decrepify yourself, you die. But again, all this magic damage on the Radiant team just kills you. Like right now, I don't even show myself. My biggest concern, although Wraith King is dead, they can still micro Wraith King. He's like, you blink, you Q, and you A click, and he's in the fight. You should be all the way back here, on the low ground, under smoke if you're that scared, healing your teammates. I don't think I'm gonna comment too much on like map movements and stuff like that, because like the game was kind of a shit show all around in that sense. Right now, go heal up your Abaddon. Give him some mana and health. Yeah, that works too. They can just give him the health too. Don't step forward. It is not your job to walk forward. You walk forward to decrepify or Nether Blast onto the racks. Stop going for the decrepify play onto them. You've put a target on yourself by playing right here. Play back here. The game is pretty much done. I wonder how you get the Rampage. I can see how you get the Rampage. You're playing Pugna as a damage dealer, but like, I wonder when. And also, if you're going double Tranquil Boots, don't go thank you Pugna for what? I don't know what he's talking about. If you're going double Tranquil Boots, don't go hard. That seems weird. This is good. See, and then right now, in a higher skill game, they say, oh fuck, he's healing, go walk over and like this. This is good. Instead of them tornadoing that guy or your team, although your entire team's dead, so you shouldn't be there, I just noticed that. But like, if I was an actual 5v5 fight, you shifted priority from a Baden who's like 200 health to you. And if you had a Glimmer Cape or a Force Staff or Ghost Scepter, Aeon Disc, I don't care. Proper items. They don't kill you there. If I had a BKB, again, all magic damage. They have all magic damage. What's the best item in the game? Iron Branch, you're right. No, I'm joking. It's obviously Black King Bar. Like, you got a Minotaur Horn. You recognize that magic unity is an issue. Buy a BKB. Don't buy a fucking Reaver. Or a Bit Booster. Or a second pair of Tranquil Boots that you sold instead of backpack. Or like put this in the backpack or whatever. I don't know. Seems very weird. I'm just gonna fast forward till your Rampage and I'm gonna wrap this up. I want to see a Rampage. I'm inspired to see the position 5 Pugna Rampage. Maybe I'll pick up the hero. Yeah, so the issue with that fight is you're chasing without seeing anything. If you stopped and waited for like 3 seconds, you would have had more intel that you could have then made a play off of. If you sat on, like, right now, if I was you guys, whenever I'm ahead on Dire Team, I almost always have this entire area obs warded and D-warded. You are under their ward. If you had a D-ward on this and a ward for yourself, you see the Wraith King coming, and instead of you tunnel visioning running after their heroes like this, you could have wrapped back up around like this into the tree line, and as Wraith King steps down, then you come in from behind him, and you start healing people and shit. Because again, not your job to chase after Decrepifies, or for kills. That's what this guy does. This guy's literally assassinated 16 people this game. He will kill the goons, not you. Where's that Rampage coming in? Where are you at? Don't even TP in. You would have hit newts. Stop hitting newts! Your team is dying! No, you're not gonna take that. You're just gonna go hit their... Don't go Kaya, please. You're going Kaya. Oh no. Kaya's not a Pugna item. Please just buy a BKB. Yeah. Yeah, so the biggest tips off of this game, get proper items. Get proper items, you'd be in like a way better spot this game. Like, you've died 10 times, kind of unneedingly, because you've not bought the right items. I was gonna fast forward to the end of this one, then we'll call it. Where's that Rampage? Oh, here it comes, here it comes! They're backing up. Let's do this, then I'm calling this. Alright, here we go. Watch me from your perspective. Show me that dirty Pugna 5. Timbersaw's the BKB, why can't you? Well, you have Minotaur Horn, nice. If only he had his Black King Bar. Or that's kill number 2. But you killed Sky to another word. Cool. Oh, kill number 3 coming in hot. Right? Yeah, you just walk up, Decrep blast him. Yeah, get him. Get him. Yeehaw. Don't even Decrep blast him. Wow. Disrespect. Lena's gonna kill herself somehow, I'm calling it. That's an ultra. No, she's not. She's attacking the ward. Nice. Oh, I was right. I knew it. A double rampage or a single rampage? Yeah, get it. Oh, no. Alright, yeah. Oh, that's a game anyways. Cool. Yeah, that game. You have to buy proper items. Like, that's actually super game losing of you to do that item build. Get proper items. Get, like, know your job. That's the biggest thing to take away from that game for anybody. Is ask yourself whenever you pick your hero, what the fuck do I do this game? And do it. And every like 5-10 minutes, adjust. Don't say going into a game, I'm Enigma, I want a black hole stuff. And then go through the entire game and only think about that. Every like 5 minutes, ask yourself, what do I do now? Tier 2 towers died. What do I do? Roshan is our next play. What do I do to enable Roshan? Ask yourself continuously until it becomes second nature for you to do. You do that, you'll play way better. I don't care who you are. You understand what your job as a hero is, and you'll do it. The job of your team in this game, the 4 units that you have, is to enable Tinker so he can go 16, 6, and 11. That's probably not actually a fucking Crusader, by the way. Maybe it's only 562 GM. I don't know, he's kind of just blowing kids up every time I saw him. But, he's Crusader 5, I was right. He might have been Crusader 2. But yeah, it's like, just know your job. Do that and you'll be way better. If you got any questions about that, you can feel free to drop a comment below or DM me on Discord or whatever. Yeah, I hope that helps. If it did, obviously feel free to drop the replay again and I'll go over it. And I'll talk to everybody later.